Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. Finally, welcome back to another show called I Have a Story. In today's story, it's more about you, it's more about your life. How do you grow? How do you say people to know? Today, my guest Sara will talk about her and her organization and what she works on. So, hi Sara, welcome.
Thank you, Akhilesh. Thank you for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to speak to you and to the wonderful audience.
All right, Sara, thank you very much for this. I would quickly jump through. So, what's your project? Where are you working on?
So, I am working right now. My project is in Mumbai. We are working on preventing child sexual abuse, but it's just not limited to Mumbai because child sexual abuse is a universal problem.
Yeah.
So, we are right now working in we are open to work in any part of the country.
Wow. All right. So, Sarah, what do you think? When did you think of okay? I would like to work on this. This specific niche, and why do you think that is the important to address this problem, right?
So in 2019, I thought that I need to do something more than what I was doing. I am in the social sector from last 11 years, and that is something that I love to do in the sector, contribute in the life of people. And when I thought of, I want to impact more amount of people, that time the idea came that why not to start my own organization. There were so many pressing issues that felt like, oh, I need to deal with this environment, there is women empowerment, there is gender equality, and but then I had to shortlist it that which is one issue which is very near and dear to my heart. So that was child sexual abuse, and how I came on that was like myself have been sexually abused during my childhood, and I saw the impact of it on my life. Okay, and I had trust issues on people. I was very conscious about myself. I struggled to say no. Even after having a master's degree in social work, I was still struggling to say no. So this was something, when I reflected, it came back from my childhood that I was taught to say no. And when I was abused, I was not able to say no. I was running instead of saying no to my abuser. I was afraid. I didn't inform anyone. I didn't knew. So I felt that this is the subject that people need to talk about. They're not talking. So let's work on it. And because it's just not me, but every second child being a victim of this abuse. So that's how I thought about to start something on preventing child sexual abuse.
Honestly, talking about child sexual abuse in India, it's way more than what we can think of. Many of the applications they don't even get registered, and they don't even noticed by. So, what are some of the causes? Can you think of? Why does it happen? Is there a problem in our society, the way we grow up, or what do you think? Where is the lack?
Basically, lack starts from childhood itself. Okay, we are not taught about to talk about private body parts openly. Like, I have my hands, leg, teeth, everything I have been taught, but what about the names of the private body parts? And whenever it comes on private body parts, people are like, oh, chi, you don't talk about this. Chi, you don't touch your private body parts. It has already been the shame of private body parts has been built from the childhood. It's like, if you are talking about it, oh, you are bold and you should not be like that. And surprisingly, I got to know about my private body parts and name like after I was 22 plus years. I was not able to talk about it because it was so shameful. So I never thought about, oh, they are also important. I need to talk about it, and if someone is making me unsafe, I need to say no about it. It was not there at all in my dictionary, I can say.
As you talked about, you're already doing workshops on this, right? You're already working on this. So is there anything that you felt where actually children are coming, especially girls are coming to you, and they are talking about to you more, even after the session, and they are getting to know about themselves? And when you see them, how do you feel it first of all, and what do you think what could have been done before, which is happening right now? You know what I mean, right? On the age of what you are teaching right now, it could have been taught way back, so that they could have, be more conscious and more aware about their own self, right? So how do you see all these things?
So in one of the school, one child came and she was like, I was in my building, she was going upstairs from the stair, and there was someone random guy who was holding her, like who started molesting her, and she ran away from there and didn't inform anyone, and she can still remember that incident and feels fearful. So what I feel that, a child, like a adult, should always talk with their children about these topics. They should let them know that, this incident can happen with you, and you can just come and tell me, or you can trust on me, I will help you. But rather than that, the adults, they start blaming a child, from the childhood itself, that, oh, this is your fault, oh, this is your fault, this is broken, it's your
That's
fault.
apparently this is what happens right now. Even if imagine anything happening to any girl, that's exactly how only it
Yes,
happens.
yes, exactly. And whenever, like, if you are going to say me, like, just imagine you are a child and I'm saying you, hey, it's your fault, stop it, don't do it. You are never going to come to me and say that, hey, that I am unsafe, because you might think that I will blame you only.
Right.
Right, so this is a fear, and I think the fear needs to go away, and a child voice needs to be given importance.
That clearly shows the one of the steps from the parent side, that they could be more aware about this scenario, and they can teach their children about what's good and what's not, right?
Yeah, and even, like, they can hear the voice of their child. I went to my friend's office. He is established businessman. He has 2 children, and his girl child, who is around 5 or 6 years, she does not like if someone touches her. Okay, and one of his friend kissed on the girl's cheeks, and she was extremely uncomfortable. She was so showing the sign of it, but they didn't did anything. Mother, father, both were there, and they are like, oh, my child does not like to go to her grandparents also, so should we not let her go? And my answer was yes, you don't let her go because she is uncomfortable. And if you want her to be comfortable, you can have a conversation, you can understand that what she wants, and not impose on her what she does not want at all. And if she is not comfortable, you should raise voice. It can be anyone, grandparents, parents, or your friends. If a child does not like anything, it should stop then and there.
Right. So let's come back to the project that you are running right now. How long have you been running this project? And when you talk about you are already running this in Mumbai, is there any challenges that happened when you started this NGO or this project? Was there any challenge for you?
I am working on child sexual abuse since 2018, but I started my organization in January 2024 itself, and there are numerous amount of challenges. One is that, the school, they don't understand the needs for this kind of education. They are like, and second thing is, like, whenever we go to school, they say that, hey, we are already teaching this. But what are you teaching a child? Like, good touch, bad touch. But what about the names of the private body parts? You just say that, like, if someone is making you unsafe, but where? Where are the private body parts? What are their names? This has not been taught. So this is a challenge where we we always hear from people also.
If we'll talk about in terms of Indian society, like that's where I grew up, right? In the slum, we don't even know that there is a space. There's a hierarchy in the space as well. Okay, how close someone can come to you, and if you're looking at someone, how do you look at them? Yeah, that also communicate without even communicating, anything. So for sure, I can understand what you're talking about. I was never taught them, but for sure, when slowly when I went into social sector, I got to know. But that's one of the example that I'm talking about right now. That's me, which we never been taught about any kind of things. Yeah.
And when you were a child, okay, so what was the name of your private body parts that parents told you? Like, any nickname they told you, or any flower or anything? Do you remember like that? Anything that you were told about?
I still shy, so I don't think so I can say it. But
Okay.
anyways, yeah, I got your point. What you exactly
Yeah.
mean. So, do you have any challenges in terms of the community side? Okay, when kids are coming to you and then they started getting bold, now they started speaking about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you feel any kind of challenges from the community side?
So one challenge I can see is, the schools are not open about it. The teachers, the principal, they are not at all comfortable to communicate about this topic. So whenever the child is coming, they have this question mark on this face that, oh, why the child is coming and talking with them? Oh, what happened to this child? Is it okay, everything? Or are they going to support the child properly or not? So all these question marks are there. And just imagine, like, if a child wants to come and talk and they see this weird kinds of expression on others face, they also feel uncomfortable.
Right.
So I think this needs to be put back, and we need to see a child with the empathy rather than that question mark or blaming a child. This needs to go away.
So I have one question for you. Imagine someone who is listening right now to our talk, and there are people who's there, especially girls are there. So what are some of the advice that you would like to give it to them, and so that they can more take care of themselves?
Girls in the sense, the children, are you
Adolescents.
talking about adolescents?
Who is growing up from the age of 14 to 20?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the advice that you feel like you should be giving that to them?
I think first is that, have a one adult to whom you can trust. Okay, to whom you can go and ask any question, or to whom you can go and tell any unsafe situation. There might be someone, okay, it can be your teacher, it can be your parents, if not, it can be extended family members, but at least have someone to talk about it. Don't hesitate. And like, if you think that, no one is going to listen to me, I think it's not the fact. I felt for the years that, my mother will not understand, she will blame me. But when I was of 22 years old, I told my mother on a phone call, Mom, I was abused. And the first thing she said was that, why didn't you said me that time? I could have helped. I could have went to the police station and protected you. And that's the point where I understood that it was not my fault, and my mother could have understood. Right? So at least have that one adult, and don't go through the hardships by yourself. If someone is eve teasing you, go and report it to someone. Don't think about, what will happen to my name. Or there is this, in India there is this कि मेरा नाम खराब हो जाएगा, मेरे इज्जत चली जाएगी, लोग क्या कहेंगे. Don't think about, remember that how you had felt. So go and report whatever is happening. Go and report to the one to whom you trust, and do what you want to do. If
I think I'm adding on to this. It's what I have also observed around the society is if you're not comfortable, you are just not comfortable. That's it. There's no extra thing, and you don't have to think about to any other person. Okay, how the person is gonna think about you. There's nothing behind. It's just you, that you have to be comfortable, and it's not that what they're gonna think later about you. कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है. So it's only you, and take care of yourself. That's all I wanted to say. All right. Anyways, it was lovely talking to you. It was amazing, and I really love talking to you about this. Having a discussion, it gave me so much, insight about what's happening. Yeah, and it was lovely talking to you. So I would like to say thank you very much for your time, and it was lovely talking to you. Do you have any last words to say?
like, you said that you are uncomfortable to talk about private body parts, and but the question is that I want to ask to you and audience, I want to leave it with that, why are you uncomfortable? If you will not break the silence now, if you will not enlighten yourself with this knowledge.
One question will come now. The question will come now is, do you think, if I say that society is, open to accept that, do you really think about this, or is it something that it's gonna lead to somewhere else?
I think it's a time where society need to be open for this. If not, your future generation is also going to be in the same society. and they will be hesitating like you are.
That's right.
And then the future generation, then the till at what point do we stop this? We need to stop it, and we need to talk about it openly.
Right.
And if not now, then when?
Yeah. Well, that's the question I will leave to the audience as well. Please write your thoughts on the comments, and so that we can think of this and we can reflect back on this. Thank you very much, Sara, for your time. It was lovely talking to you. Yeah. Bye bye.